one young girl told me when we first opened back a couple Februarys ago, she was running around, she was a softball player, a little young girl, was running around in short sleeve shirts, and it was chilly. And I said, "Aren't you cold?" She said, "No, I'm having so much fun playing softball in Iowa in the winter." And I just remember that story. I get tickled with it every time I tell it. We are in a 94,000 square foot air-supported bubble that we affectionately refer to as FunCity Turf. And it is a wonderful facility that has turf field on it that we use for baseball, softball, soccer, and just about anything you can play on using turf. And so it's quite a facility. And our goal was to establish some facilities that could be used during winter season, and that would both take care of some of our local needs as far as play space, practice space, but also to be able to draw into our region other teams to play in tournaments, soccer, baseball, softball, those kinds of things. And this was all going to be, it was going to be about a 75,000 square foot facility that was going to be located on the campus of SEC, which is about a mile from us here. And then eventually, as we continued our planning and our discussions, we found that the turf that was going to be in the turf aspect that was going to be in that facility was not going to be large enough. It was about 20,000 square feet. And some of our soccer friends said, "Hey, can we make something bigger?" So we found another facility that we were going to purchase. In fact, we did end up moving in that direction. But when we started talking to Carl Nelson about remodeling that space, it became really evident that it was really not suited for what we were trying to do and put soccer in that facility. Too many, well, it was a concrete building, but too many columns in it. It kind of broke up the space and made it difficult. And so while Tim from Carl Nelson was developing his plans to actually remodel that space, he came to us and said, "Hey, I can do that for you guys. I can make it happen, but you're probably not going to be happy with it, and you're probably going to spend a lot more money. But we have another idea for you." And so he presented an idea that included this air-supported bubble, and that's what we ended up going with. I really had a hard time conceptualizing that there would be an air-supported dome, and with no internal structures. It just was difficult for me to fathom. But honestly speaking, it's precisely what we needed here. So you have to understand what your needs are, what you're trying to accomplish. And so we really spent a long time discussing, well, what do you want to do with this facility? There are going to be some limitations to it, but there's some absolutely wonderful aspects to it. And it has, whoever comes in here, now people who've been in here a lot, have kind of gotten used to it. It may not have quite the awe to them, but when we opened the doors a couple Februarys ago, people were just gaga over this and the size of it, the massiveness of it. And then they come and be able to be indoors during winter to watch their kiddos play soccer or softball or whatever. It's just a real treat to watch them watch their kids. I would highly recommend Carl Nelson. The people there are very professional, they're very responsive, and they're easy to talk with. They don't give you a bunch of BS. They don't BS you around. They don't avoid you. They take it and they deal with it just like you would expect them to. And if you have questions, they're going to track down some answers for you. It's a great experience that we had with Carl Nelson. I give them 2 thumbs up as far as being able to work with them, and would do it again if I had something like this to do again. I'd be certainly doing it with them.